Hello, you are listening to Thank Me for My Cervix. I'm your host, Shauna Marie, and today we have the body op on our podcast, and I'm super stoked to share this experience with you guys. And as soon as he hops on, I will add him to the live and we will get started. Okay. Yay! Okay. Review requests and... Hey!
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
Good, how are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Can you hear me all right?
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me today.
Yeah, no problem.
It's awesome because we don't really know each other at all, so this is an opportunity to question each other. So you're a veteran, and
Yes,
what
ma'am.
branch were you in?
I was in the Marines. You're in the Marines too, right?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Is that kind of how we found each other? Probably through like Instagram, doing that type of
Yeah,
thing.
I think so.
That's
Yeah, I work with mostly.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
And where were you? How long were you in?
I was in 4 years.
Okay. And you were stationed.
Mostly Pendleton. So I did a couple tours in Iraq and Japan. No, I was. I don't know why I said Pendleton. Jayville. So I was.
Lejeune.
I was Camp. Yeah, Camp Lejeune.
Okay. Awesome. And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Nebraska, and I recently just moved out to Atlanta about 3 years ago. So,
Okay. And when did you get out of the Marines?
2008.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I got out in 2015. So we're definitely. And what was your MOS when you were in?
I was 0621, so I was a field radio operator for 510 artillery.
Okay.
Yeah. How
Awesome.
about yourself?
And when you got out, what do you do with your time now?
I actually am a personal coach. So basically an online coach for veterans. So I kind of, when I got out, originally I had opened up a gym in my hometown, did that for about 9 years. Around COVID, I went kind of on the online thing, more like personal coaching. I don't really call it like online coaching because it's like, or online training because it's, online trainers basically just going to give you like a meal plan, like, a workout. I said like just really cookie cutter. So everything we do is customized to the individual. And, when I started, I was like, who do I really want to help? And I just know like veterans, like after we get out, it's kind of like a downward slide for most of us. It was for me even. And that's
Yeah,
why I like,
everybody. I gained a whole bunch of weight too. Because you're
right.
going from this structured where they force you to work out and you're forced to do these runs and stuff. And
Yeah,
if you're not held within these standards, you're shamed. And then when you get out, nobody's holding you to those standards. So
exactly.
now there's someone like you who's like, okay, no, I'm holding you to these standards. What
Right.
what can we do to get you in that right direction again?
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah, veterans do really well with just being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it type of thing. So when you get that again in your fitness side, it's like you just go off to the races.
Yeah, especially even with me now, because I've been in the fitness world for a while, but even having that guidance of being like, this is what you should start doing is
Mm-hmm.
so helpful. And I do feel like a lot of veterans, especially, they don't want to ask for that help
Right.
because they're veterans. They have that macho like mentality, and it's like it's okay, but we're gonna do it together. It doesn't matter. So I
Yeah.
love that. I'm bad about making sure there's questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. I didn't realize some people were joining and not joining. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's any fitness questions, anything related to that, we're both here to answer. He's a specialist coach on that we have right now. So if you have any questions, but I'm just going to continue to get to know more about what you're doing. Do you work at a gym now?
No, so yeah, everything we do is virtual. So essentially, when you come into our program, you're going to get your own coach appointed to you. You guys jump on an orientation, like a Zoom call, go over what food you like, what food you don't like, what exercise you can and can't do. Because a lot of us are broke, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even even myself, like I've had back surgery at age 22, so it's like I understand people that can't do everything. So we work through all of that, work through habits, routines, all of that, because that is so important to just get dialed in. Because in the military, it's like 5 a.m., boom, boom, boom. Like we know what we're doing every day, every basically hour of the day, right? So we want to reinstill that for the veterans in the civilian world and just make sure that they're following through on what they commit to do like every single day, because that's where the success lies.
Okay, we have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult or easy to try to coach people fully online compared to coaching people in person? Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good question too. So there is a lot of misconception around that too, and I get it because I still hear it all the time. Like, well, I need an in-person trainer or in-person coach. The thing is like what people don't understand. Really, the workout is only about 10% of the equation, right? Whether we're
Right.
going to lose weight, build muscle, like a lot of the stuff's happening on what we're doing on the outside of the gym, right? So like if you pay a trainer, I'm not trying to like diss trainers or anything like that, but it's really like, what are you getting out of it? You're getting someone sit there and count your rep, watch your form. If you know your form, then you know that kind of eliminates that one right there. And sure, they are there so they know that you actually did it. But like, I mean, how often are you going to pay for that? You
Right.
know, 2, 3 times a week. And then at some point, you just got to go to the gym yourself too. And it's okay to need like the encouragement some days. But like, you can't have somebody just hold your hand the whole time either. So that's a really good question.
Yeah, I like that. I like that answer too. And I do feel like what you provide too is like more of like a accountability
Mm-hmm.
too. Because I do have a trainer and I love him to death,
Right.
but I do see him once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he pushes me a little bit harder through my workout, but I think all the time, like it would be, do you do a nutrition plan too, you
Yep.
said?
Yep.
And so I don't
100%.
eat meat. Do you have an
Mm-hmm.
option for someone who doesn't eat meat?
Oh yeah.
See, I love
Yeah, we got people that don't eat carbs. We got people that don't eat meat. Like we match you where you're at because at the end of the day, it's energy expenditure versus like how much energy you're putting in your body, right? So that's our biggest thing too. Is like I'm not gonna have you eating chicken, broccoli, rice at every meal. We're not, cutting carbs unless we really just don't like carbs or can't have them because we're gluten intolerant or something like that. So it's really just meeting you where you're at. But at the end of the day, I got to know how many calories you're putting in your body, how many calories you're burning out. That's why we track every single metric on the body too, as well. Sleep, steps per day, workouts, food intake, macronutrient distribution, calorie intake, all that good stuff. So nothing's just like shooting in the dark. We're literally like everything has a place and there's a reason and a rhyme for every single thing that we do in the program.
I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that because I do think that getting veterans back on the track for physical health helps them with their mental health, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
not as forced and driven home as people realize.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but when I see a lot of guys that I used to be in with, they have gained
Mm-hmm.
weight, and I can see they're not happy.
Right.
And I won't say like it's directly because they're out of shape, overweight, but that does weigh on them in
Oh
ways
yeah.
that may not think so automatically.
Yeah, I mean, if you show up every day and you feel good about yourself and you're confident and you feel like you could still kick ass and take names, like hell yeah, your mental health's going to be a lot better. It's not going to fix everything because we all got other things going on, but like when you're in shape, I promise you, like the mental health stuff is not as bad. It's like, when like they say, like if you're poor and you're crying in the rain or something like that, it's a lot easier to cry in a Corvette than, like that's how
Right.
your body is too. Like it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to be fit and be kind of like wonky up here than be fat and out of shape and mess up here as well.
Exactly. Yes. And I think taking care of yourself physically, once you start doing that, that opens up to like, okay, I'm doing good physically. What else is wrong? Okay, what can I do to fix this now? And I love
Right.
that. It's really great. What do you have like a business, or is this something that you do personally by yourself?
No, I have a whole business. So I started this in 2020 and I've got 12 employees now. So I got 4 or 5 coaches under me. I don't really coach anymore.
Oh,
I got, yeah, a team of VAs. I got a team of sales reps. So It's pretty, it's a decent sized business now. So, yeah, we just continue to
That's
keep
really great.
wanting.
I really love that for you. That's
I
awesome. You
appreciate
seem very
it.
knowledgeable too, so I can see that. It's really great. Um, do you do anything else with your time now, with besides that type of thing?
Not really. I mean, I work. I got three little ones. So I got a 12-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 4-year-old, and my wife. So it's like between work and just family
That's
life, like that's what
already
we
a whole
do.
busy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
yeah.
Being a parent is exhausting. Okay, another question. How is the struggle trying to start your business from just you to growing your employees?
Well, I mean, it's hard. So when I had my gym, that was like my training wheels. I tell everybody it was like 9 years of me kind of messing it up. So it's not like, so yeah, it's easy to look at like this business right here and be like, damn, he got big quick, or like he did. But like I had a 9 years of like experience before that. That like when I came into this business, I'm like, okay, this is all the shit that I'm not gonna do that I did over here, right? So yeah, it's definitely hard, but I think that as long as you can get the mentorship and just kind of watch what people are doing around you, the ones that where you are at where you want to be, as long as you're taking those lessons and implementing those lessons, like you'll get to where you need to go.
I love that. Does it feel kind of like your career kind of guided itself to this point too, between everything that's happened? Because I feel like especially with COVID, but finding an online thing that works like the way that you're kind of explaining it is
Mhm.
well, especially because of COVID when that happened, is it's appealing to a lot of people. I also like I think about when I think about online things specifically for veterans, I like because they don't like always asking for help, they're able to reach out to you and then you can relate directly being a Marine yourself and being I love what you're doing. I keep saying I love it.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, and that's funny that somebody asked that earlier about online versus in person, because I was all in person before for the first 9 years, and when I first heard about going online, I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work. Like, like they're not there. It's like super hard. And then I actually like dipped my toes in it because I wasn't sure. And I saw like how much better it was, because the thing is like when you're working on everything but the workout, that's a problem, is like a lot of us still have that mentality of like grind harder, work harder, not smarter. Like, and I would watch people in my gym come in my gym for 2, 3 years, wouldn't get any results because it's like, yeah, of course I try to help them with the nutrition, but I didn't have a system like, hey, you got to do X, Y, Z every day, and I'm going to check in with you. That was the difference, right? So that's why I call it coaching, because it's like I'm still coaching you, but I just might not ever see you like in person, but we might do like these video chats, things like that. But it made me realize like, hey, people don't need more workouts. They need more help with the nutrition. They need more help with the routines. They need more help with the habits, right? They need more help with the mental unfucking, right? Like all these things that we don't really think about, like, oh, just give me a meal plan. And like you can get all that shit for free on Google right now. Like I promise you, you Google workout plan, fit, nutrition plan right now, you'll find everything you ever thought that you need, but it won't work. Why? Because you're not working on that core foundation of the habits, the routines, unfucking your mind, that type of thing, right? The nutrition, that like figuring out the nutrition actually work for you, right? It's easy for me to sit here and go, here, eat this chicken broccoli rice every day. But like, if you fucking hate chicken broccoli rice after 2 days, like, we got to figure something out, right? So the goal is like, hey, still have the pizza, still have the beer, still have these things in the right amount, still drop body fat each week. And that's what's ultimately going to be the successful path, because you're actually enjoying it. You're not just cutting stuff out. You're not relying on sheer discipline all the time, that type
You're
of thing.
changing your life. You're not just making some adjustments for now to hopefully get the results that you're looking right. Because I am someone who I do not like eating. I don't like eating leftovers. Period. At
Yeah,
all. I don't.
right. Yeah,
I would prefer to. I'm a little bougie when it comes to my
yeah,
food, but I have over the years now that I've understand health more too.
mm,
That you just make healthy, conscious, and it's about learning what's actually healthy and conscious for
right.
you,
Yeah.
and making those decisions knowing. Um, I yeah, I had there was something else that had came up that I had just thought about leftovers. You like leftovers? No. You can have all my leftovers. I can't meal prep. It's a struggle because I also don't. I'm very picky when it comes to my meat too. Like I do eat meats, but I'm very, very particular. And dieting and sleep is like the two hardest things, and those are the two most things that help your health.
Yeah, 100%. What's the biggest struggle with meal prep for you, would you say?
For me, not like I have to have different food. Like if I wanted to meal prep for the week, I would have to make a different meal for every day of the week to be happy. Like I would not want to eat the same thing several days in a row.
That's funny.
It's so bad. I'm also really bad about making sure to eat breakfast.
Yeah.
What do you think is probably the best small daily habit aside from nutrition that you've seen? Oh, I like that question. What do you think is probably the best small daily habit aside from nutrition that you've seen help people like to make changes?
That's a good question, huh? The best small daily. I mean, there's tons of different ways I could go with this, but I would say probably just eating more. Most people are grossly under eating nowadays, right? Especially women for the most part. Not to pick on women, but you guys like, oh, I forgot to, like most men don't go, I forgot to eat, like, right? Mostly women do that, right? My wife does that, and it's like, how do you forget to eat? But I get it. Like, we get busy, we're not thinking about it. And that's what, and people do it on purpose too. Like, so even a guy would, I'm just not going to eat as much, and then hopefully I just won't gain, or maybe I'll lose some weight, right? But when that happens, it basically just shuts down your metabolism to where it's not going to fire on all cylinders to be able to help you burn fat and build muscle, right? So when we're grossly under eating, it's like we're just kind of dormant, right? So a lot of times what we do with people like that in our program is we do like a reverse dieting phase where we're actually building the calories back up over time so we can get that metabolism like revved up to the highest. Then we can start dropping calories again, and they can start seeing weight loss. Like we get people at a year-long plateaus that do this with that method.
I'm kind of in a plateau. Not that I'm not getting any stronger, and I'm not really fluctuating in weight at all. And I am sometimes very good about eating, like very good, and then sometimes very much. I will go a full day and be like, I don't think I ate today. And it's not because I didn't purposely, like, it's not because I'm not purposely eating, but it's because like I'm working, doing all this stuff, and then I'm just like, so much time has gone by, and I have not eaten. But I feel like I've plateaued. I have been plateaued for a while. So I love your answer to that too, so that I don't know what to do about that, but yeah.
So my advice for that would be to just track how much you're eating, like for a week. Just track it for 1 week. See like how many calories you're typically getting in. If you go to my website, it's thebodyops.com. There's a free macro calculator in there. It'll show you exactly like where you're supposed to be at for your calories and your macro distributions. So if you don't know what macros are, it's just carbs, fats, and proteins. But really, it's just for you, it just really matters about the calories right now, right? So I'm assuming like, what's your age, height, and weight right now?
If you don't mind sharing. I don't mind. I just turned 32.
Okay.
I am 5'5", and I'm like 170.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I would assume you're probably at like 15 to 1800 calories, like what you need, because you work out every day as well too, right? Yeah. So, and you could be eating like 800 calories, right? So you might be like 1,000 calories shy every single day, and this is why our weight just stays stuck, because we kind of go in a feast or famine type of mode with our body, to where it's like, well, we're not really getting fed, so we're just going to kind of hold on to what we do got just in case.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go to your website after this. Like, just legitimately, I might have to. I like that a lot. Okay. Was there anything that you would like to share from your end with us? Anything about your business? Anything that you would like to get out on this platform?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you have a lot of veterans that listen?
I do.
Okay, cool. So if you're you're a military veteran or just anybody in general, and you're not in shape and you're not feeling great about yourself, like you deserve to feel good about yourself every single day. And when you can like look in the mirror and actually love like what you see and be like, damn, I'm looking good. Like when you can get that feeling back, like your life's gonna change, right? And you're gonna be able to do so much more than you probably thought you were gonna be able to do as an adult, right? Because I think it's just so common for us to see, like, oh, I'm an adult now, like it's okay. Like my parents thought it would be normal to get fat, right? Like, and I think that's still the mentality with some people, and it's not normal because like your kids see that, and then it's like a generational thing, right? It starts trickling down, and then they got to fight past that, right? So like you got to become the leader of your family, and you got to lead the way. Like health is wealth, right? We talk about generational wealth, right? What about generational health? Do we have to always go through this cycle every single generation with our kids, right? Like the real wealth is the knowledge that you're going to pass on to them about how to be healthy, what it looks like. And then your mental health's going to change as well too. And then you're going to be able to pass on what it looks like to actually practice good mental health for yourself.
I really love that. I really love that. That's one of my favorite things. Even the kids, my kids are 8 and 7 right now.
Oh,
And this
nice.
is the perfect age. They're very much starting to get their interests and
Yeah.
see what they're like, what they like to do. And we just have a pull-up bar out back, and we go out there and try to do pull-ups all the time. I mean, they can't yet, but I mean, we were trying, and I love seeing them be active with us. It's my favorite part.
That's awesome. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. 30 minutes is about my goal. I think we started about 25 minutes ago. So if anyone has any questions, I'm gonna give them just an opportunity to hop on. So you said your website.
Yeah.
And then you have Instagram, which is what we're on.
Yep.
So what other ways can I get information on you?
I'm on Facebook. So if you look up Matt Priest on Facebook, I'm on Facebook. I have a free group where you can get free information.
And how do you spell your last name again? Is it Priess?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yep.
So Facebook, Instagram, you have a website. Those are the best ways to reach out.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel as well too. So if you just look up Body Ops on YouTube,
kind of just brings everything up.
Yeah.
Body Op.
And that'll kind of teach you about macros and how those work and things like that, because I think that's kind of our method is the macro distributions, just because you can kind of
I've never even tried to do my macros.
Yeah.
I mean, I
you should definitely try it.
I see it and hear people talk about it, and I'm like, that sounds like too much.
Yeah, it seems complicated. Yeah, it seems complicated at first, but that's why I just watch one of my videos. I think I'll break it down enough to where you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then it's measurable, right? Because it's like we can sit there and want things, but it's like a goal needs to be measurable, right? Like like if I want to hit this goal every week, I need to hit this specific goal, right? It's not just like, hopefully I'll hit it, or like, I'm guessing I'm probably going to hit it. It's like, you know exactly what you did every single week. Very guided. To hit that. Mm-hmm.
Very like, you know what was expected. Yeah, I really like that a lot. All right. Well, I appreciate all your time. And then I will tag all your infos and stuff. And what I do with the audio is I will post this audio on my Spotify, Thank Me For My Cervix. And it's just going to literally just be this audio. So.
Okay, perfect. That'd be great. Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you.
See you, Shauna.